Hello everyone, coming to you live from my garden. This is Creations by Z and I'm your host, Zeri Kelly. So on today's episode, I'm gonna give you guys a tour of my garden. I'm gonna do a little maintenance and then I'm gonna top it off. We're gonna go in the house and I'm gonna do some fried green tomatoes. You don't wanna miss it, stay tuned. All right guys, come on, let me show you my garden. Okay, so right here we have our watermelons right here. They're going pretty good here. So I'm in Georgia, so we probably have another month or so if the weather holds up. So I probably have about 5 watermelons out here right now. So as we pan across, you'll be able to see some of them. And I'm just really hoping that they do survive because we've been getting some really cold weather lately. All right, so let me show you guys my bell peppers. So we do have some yellow, they call them blonde bell peppers, so this one is not a good one here, but we do have some more down in here. And we do have a ton of different bell peppers. These are red bell peppers, so normally what happens with these, they start out green, they will turn brown, then eventually they will turn red. Now if you come down here, these are green bell peppers. So these do not change color, they will stay green. Okay, and as you can see, I have a ton of bell peppers. Okay, we're gonna move down. And here we are, our green tomatoes to make our fried green tomatoes. Okay, down here is asparagus. Now, asparagus is a perennial, so it will come back every year. This is my first year doing asparagus, so it probably will not do anything this year. So next year, we should have some asparagus. All right, moving on up. As you can see, plenty of tomatoes here. These are what we call big beef hybrid tomatoes, and they are pretty big tomatoes here. If you look at the vine, we're gonna pan back just a little bit. We're gonna go back and show you guys. It grows anywhere from 5 to 7 feet. All right, and then we're gonna go down just a little bit here, and here's our broccoli right here. It's doing okay. We do have some parts where the bugs got to it though, so we need to take care of that. All right guys, that is my tour. So I'm gonna show you guys a little maintenance that I'm gonna do, and then we're gonna go in and do our fried green tomatoes. We'll be right back. Okay everyone, so now I'm getting ready to fertilize my garden. Now, if you guys are coffee drinkers, don't get rid of your coffee grinds. You can use this as fertilizer. So I'm gonna fertilize this time my watermelon because they need a little boost here. This will help your leaves be nice and green. It will help your vegetables to grow, and it will also help the watermelons to taste sweet. So I'm going to get all that out of there. Now, just to give you guys a little history of what happened here, I had some cucumbers right here. Cucumbers didn't do very well. They had a lot of bugs, so I pulled those out early on. So right now what I have growing here is lettuce because I'm in Georgia. We can grow lettuce for a little bit longer into November, so December actually too. So right here will be some lettuce right here. So it's not a whole lot of maintenance I have to do today. The only thing that you really want to do is like get your tomato plants. You want to get like right in here, and you want to cut like some of the dead stems here. So I want to cut that off. Cut some of these off. You don't want to cut your main. You don't want to cut your main stem. But all of these other dead ones here, you can cut all those off. And this will help give energy to the top of the plant where most of the tomatoes are growing. So all of the water and energy will move to the top of the tomato plant. So I'm going to cut all of these dead leaves off, and I'll show you guys what it looked like after I'm finished. Okay everyone, so now that I've pruned all of the dead leaves off and some of the unhealthy leaves off of the vines, we will have more growth with our tomatoes and our broccoli. So you can see I got rid of all of those dead leaves there. So now all of the positive energy will go to the top, and these tomatoes will become nice, big, and juicy. And also I came down here on this broccoli and got rid of some of those leaves where the bugs got those as well. Alright, so now it is harvest time. And I'm going to go ahead and start picking some of these vegetables, and then I will go in the house and show you guys how to fry some fried green tomatoes. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright everyone, so we had a good harvest day here in the garden. We have a lot of green bell peppers, we have a lot of yellow bell peppers, and a ton of green tomatoes. Now a lot of my friends wanted some green tomatoes so they can make some fried green tomatoes themselves, so I pulled a lot of them there. And these over here are red bell peppers. I'm gonna go ahead and let those sit in the window and turn red because a lot of bugs was getting to my bell peppers. I had to throw probably 6 of them away because the bugs had got to them. So next week we will have probably about 20 more tomatoes to pull off of the vines because we have a lot of them here I didn't pull. So next week I'll have a lot more to pull from this particular tomato plant and this one over here as well. Okay, so it's time to go inside and make some fried green tomatoes. Alright everyone, now it's time to do our prep work for our fried green tomatoes. So I'm going to start off and show you guys the seasonings that I use. Now you may want to use something else. Your grandmother may have done it a certain way, your mother may have done it a certain way, and you may have done it a certain way. However, this is the seasonings that I like to use. Alright, so of course you will need some green tomatoes to make your fried green tomatoes. Now you will see some pink looking ones. I do like some of them a little more ripe than green, so I included a couple of those. And also on the thickness, I like mine a little on the thinner side than the thick side. So that is, you know, what I like. You guys may like it thicker. If you do, cut them thicker. Okay, right here in this bag I have some all-purpose flour. Alright, I have in this bowl 2 eggs and 1 cup of milk. Now this is whole milk. You may like buttermilk. That's perfectly fine if you want that as well. And finally I have some cornmeal, and I put season in it. So I do not season my tomatoes, I season my cornmeal, and I'll tell you why a little bit later, why I put it in the cornmeal and not in the flour. And then I have a cooling rack. Okay, so let's start putting all of this together. We'll be right back. Alright everyone, so we have our tomatoes here. So what you want to do, grab your tomatoes, dump it in your flour. Now, a lot of people just put their flour on a plate. I don't like my hands to get dirty, so I'm gonna put it in a bag. If you like putting it on a plate, feel free to do it that way as well. Okay, so just gonna get a couple here. Zip up your bag, shake it up. Make sure you coat them pretty good here. Okay, so I think those are coated very well. Put up your bag. Okay, and then what you want to do is grab your tomato. You want to dump it in your egg and milk wash there. After you do that, you're going to take it over to your cornmeal. So let me do a couple here. Make sure it's all the way in there. And to the cornmeal mix. Let's do one more here. Get that in there. And into the cornmeal mix. This way your hands don't get real dirty here. And so now you're going to shake it up. Now the reason I season my cornmeal, because if you season your tomatoes or you season your flour during this process, you're going to lose your seasoning. So the seasoning is in the cornmeal. You don't lose your seasoning. Okay, so now it should be nice and coated very well. See that? That's what you want. Okay, so now just put it over here and let it sit on the cooling rack here. And then we'll get our grease turned on. And we are ready to start frying. Okay everyone, so we have our fried green tomatoes all battered up here, ready to go. Okay, so you want to test your oil. So I have a little flour and cornmeal in my hand. Put that in there. If it starts to fry, then you know you have the right temperature. Now I have my temperature set on medium high. Okay, so we're good to go now. So start putting our tomatoes in there. You don't want to have it too high. And also with your grease, just make sure that the grease just covers the bottom or toward the top. They don't have to cover the entire tomato. Some people like deep frying them, and that's fine too. I like cooking mine in a cast iron skillet. It seems to fry better. Okay. And this is a perfect amount because we're not crowding out the skillet. All right, so we're going to keep this going here. And then we'll flip them in probably like 2 minutes or so. So we just keep it going here. You want them to be nice and brown. All right, everyone, now it's time to start flipping the tomatoes. You don't want them to burn, so you want to flip them, like I said, after about 2-3 minutes. And it also depends on how thick you have your tomatoes. So you can see the nice color on the tomatoes. They're coming along very nicely. And what I like to do is just shift them around. Just shift the tomatoes around just to make sure that they're frying evenly. Alrighty. Alright everyone, I think we are just about done here with our fried green tomatoes. The color is nice. Also, I fried my green tomatoes in vegetable oil. Now, if you like canola oil, you can use canola oil or any type of oil that you feel comfortable using. Look at the color of those fried green tomatoes. Nice golden brown color. You don't want to over fry them. And these are cooked to perfection. All right, let me plate these up and show you what they look like. All right, everyone, here are our fried green tomatoes. They smell absolutely delicious. So on the platter, I have some hot sauce and I have some ranch. Now, if you like other condiments, feel free to use those as well. So on next week's episode, I will be showing you guys how to make candles, so you don't want to miss that episode. In order for us to keep these videos coming to you guys, I need your help. I need you guys to like our videos. I need you guys to subscribe and get your family and friends to subscribe as well. So I'm gonna lay these tomatoes on the table and let you guys take a look at them, and we'll see you guys next week at 3 p.m.